Champions Cup round 2. Here is my preview of the 12 games that are coming our way over the next few days. There's 2 on Friday night, there's 7 on Saturday, there's 3 more on Sunday. Basically, clear your schedule, make your excuses, park your backside on the sofa and watch another festival of rugby in the most elite club competition in the world. I love it. And I think round 2 is going to be better than round 1. I mean, this time last week, I was absolutely buzzing. I was so hyped for the matches, for a brand new year of competition, a competition which has brought me so much joy over all those years of watching it. Well, this is the 30th year of the competition. I've grown up watching this competition. But round 1 didn't really live up to it, did it? Let's be honest. The weather was a massive part of that, which was just horrendous in many cases. And there were too many lopsided matches. I think we'll still get a few lopsided games, and part of that's down to the format and the fact that teams will send poor sides away from home, which is a shame. And that's a conversation for another day. But I think we're going to get more tighter, edgier, more significant games this week than last week. So without any further ado, let me get into it. And the games start on Friday night. 2 8 p.m. kickoffs. One at the Stade Pierre Fabre in Castres, who play against Munster. Or I suppose I should say play against Munster. I'm never quite sure how to say Castres. I think the last bit of it, you just kind of, it's like it just falls out your mouth at the end. Castres. Anyway, whoever it is, they're amazing at home. They have played 12 games this season. They've won 6 of them at home, 6 out of 6, and they've lost 6 out of 6 away from home. And look at the teams that Castres have picked for Friday night versus the team they picked away at Northampton last week. Completely different. You've got All Black international Jack Goodhue in the midfield for this one. You have got Will Collier, the tight head prop in. You've got the captain, Matthew Babio. They've completely changed the team. And this is why Castres do so well at home. They just focus on their home matches, get their local raucous crowd in and try and do a job. Munster, meanwhile, have got the memory of last week beating a French side and handily as well, 33-7 against Stade Francais. Can they go and make it 2 from 2? Them in this competition, they're a different beast. And it feels like Munster are cranking through the gears at the minute. Ty Byrne comes back in for them. That's massive. I'm going for a narrow Castres win, though. Castres by 4. This could go either way, and I'm hoping this sets the tone for the weekend. Sale Sharks against Racing 92 in Manchester. Racing of Stuart Lancaster has named his team. All of his English boys are in. Henry Arundel starts. His son Dan Lancaster starts at fly half. And Sam James starts as well. Sam James, who was playing at Sale last year and will be playing opposite his brother Luke, which is a pretty cool subplot. Sale have got George Ford in, Luke Cowan-Dickey in, Johnny Hill in. So the big guns are out for Sale, and it looks to me like Racing have picked a second choice team, albeit they've got a lot of good players, but nonetheless, I'm going to go for a home victory, Sale by 7. And Bulls v Northampton on to Saturday then. 1 p.m. kickoff this one, which is 2 p.m. that's 1 p.m. UK and Ireland, 2 p.m. in France, 3 p.m. in South Africa, where I imagine it'll be fairly hot in Pretoria in December. So it might not only be altitude that Northampton have to deal with, but Northampton have taken their whole first team squad to South Africa. Who they're going to pick, we don't know. I'm hoping it's going to be full ball. We know what the Bulls did last year when they got to the knockout stages and played against Northampton. Such a shame that they sent the second choice team to the quarter-final. Maybe the Saints are making a point. We smashed you that day with your second choice team, but we're coming to beat you in your own backyard. First choice against first choice. I think this game is going to be spicy. And Elric Lowe and Wilco Lowe will be back in for the Bulls. But you've got those England internationals. And one player I'm really looking at, Henry Pollock. If he can stand up and go toe-to-toe with a South African pack in South Africa, then 19-year-old Henry Pollock will be making a big statement that he is absolutely the real deal. I'm going Bulls by 6. So far, 3 games, and I've picked them all within a score. As I said, I'm hopeful, hopeful that these games will be much more significant and entertaining and edgier than last week's were. That won't be the case when UBB go to Ulster. Bordeaux Begler are going to win this one and win handsomely. Ulster are not in a great place. They'll do better than they did away in Toulouse because they're much better at Ravenhill. And I'm going for Bordeaux by 18. I've had some great nights, especially Friday nights in the Champions Cup at Ravenhill. I've been there a few times and it's one of the best atmospheres you'll get. Hopefully the locals will all turn out and cheer their boys on. And who knows, Ulster could do something. They've got plenty of quality, but I think Bordeaux will have too much heat. Leicester Tigers versus the Sharks. Now, this is one of those games that this fixture makes me pine after the old format. There's no perfect format, and I'm not going to go into too much depth on this now. I've talked about it before, but when there was pools of 4 and you played each team home and away, every single pool stage match was enormous. And picking up even a bonus point on the road was massive. As it is, you can just win your home games and qualify for the knockouts. And as a result, and I understand it because travelling from Durban to Leicester is not an easy task, certainly not week to week. So I'm not expecting Sharks to send a full-strength side or anything like a full-strength side. Nevertheless, they've got a good squad, but Tigers to win by 10. I would love it if it, and maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised when the teams get announced, but I would love it if it was Montoya and Pollard and George Martin and Freddie Stewart up against Oxenchae and Eben Etzebeth and Sia Khaleesi and Apaleli Fassi, but I don't think that's what we're going to get, is it? Tell me if you disagree. Let me know your thoughts on all of these in the comments down below, and you can really help me out actually by giving the video a thumbs up, and if I haven't already, maybe this is the video. I earn your subscription. I'd love that. Leinster against Clermont. Now here is a fixture that makes me think about those golden days of the Heineken Cup. I remember, these two teams, two of the giants of the European game over the years. Clermont never won the competition, but they've been to finals multiple times, semi-finals loads of times. In fact, 2012 is one year I remember. These two teams played each other 3 times in the one season. Clermont won both the pool matches. Leinster managed to sneak out of the pool and then faced Clermont in the semi-finals and won. Handily as well, if I remember. 2 amazing rugby clubs. Leinster will be facing, unfortunately, I think a little bit like Sharks. I'm not expecting Clermont to send their first choice team. And as a result, and I haven't seen the teams, again, maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised, but if that's the case, I'm going to go Leinster by 15. La Rochelle versus Bristol. This is, I think I might have, I think I watched a knockout game in La Rochelle. I can't remember if it was Gloucester or Bristol that I watched. All I know is it was the most amazing atmosphere ever. It was back in like 2019, and I was working on a game there in La Rochelle. Yeah, because Bristol played them in the pool stages twice, and both of the teams won a pool match, and then in the knockout stages they played, and La Rochelle won handily. But all I remember about going to La Rochelle, and I've been to a few games there, the atmosphere is incredible. The stadium's been sold out for the last 5 years. Tickets are like gold dust, and the locals come out and support their men. And in this competition, they absolutely love it. I'm going to go La Rochelle by 14. Hopefully the weather's good for that one because there's some box office players on both sides. I will be working at the Quins against Stormers. I'll be there at the Stoop for that one. You might see my wrist. Keep an ear out for my voice as well, interviewing the coaches. And really, one of the things I'm going to be asking John Dobson about, when are your players all coming back? Because he doesn't have most of his squad. None of his Springboks available. No Ben Jason Dixon injured. No Marnie Lebok, Sasha Feinberg and Gomzulu, Dion Ferree. And the list goes on. Damien Philemza. And it's just their injury issues are... I don't think anyone else has got it anywhere near as bad. And it's such a shame because this could have been a great game. But I'm imagining it'll be just good experience for some young Stormers exposed to a good team away from home. Nice trip to the UK. They should get themselves down Regent Street, go and see the Christmas lights, go to Hamleys, get beaten comfortably by Quins, and then go back to South Africa for some more sunshine. Quins by 17. Benetton against Bath. Their last meeting was in the pool stages in 2018. On that night, Bath won, and I expect that record to continue. Benetton have not been good this season. Bath have only lost twice, including the game against La Rochelle, which they were really good and will feel like they let themselves down in the first half. So I'm expecting a reaction from Bath. Benetton equally are much better at home, and I don't think it will be a massive score towards Bath, but I'm going Bath by 7. I think Benetton could cause an upset there, but I'm thinking Bath will sneak it. Toulon v Glasgow Warriors. If you had to ask me if I could just pick one game to watch this weekend, I think I would pick this one. Both teams got good wins last week. Glasgow URC champs and know that they can win on the road. Toulon, who got a good win in Cape Town, and are very, very good at home. I think these are two of those teams who are like dark horses. And Toulon have been coming into some good form. They went to Cape Town without guys like Charles Olivon. They've got a load of first-team players to come back in. Glasgow were full ball last week. They're going to be full ball this week. This could be a colossal contest. Glasgow are 6 out of 8 this year. Toulouse have got a similar record, although Toulouse are 5 out of 5 at home, and they've won 4 on the bounce. They last met in the pool stages in January, and Glasgow won that one handily there, but that was at Scotstoun. This one is at Stade Mayol. It's going to be interesting. Mind you, actually, I'm just thinking, this photo's from the Challenge Cup final in 2023 when Toulon absolutely pumped Glasgow. So I don't think the last 2 times they've played each other, it's been one-way traffic. I think this one's going to be close. I'm going to go Toulon by 2. I cannot wait for that match. Tell me what you think. Stade Francais against Saracens. Former champions, Saracens against Stade Francais, who have never really done anything in this competition, and in fact in recent years have been really, really woeful. Last week were woeful. Horrendous red cards away in Munster. Abject performance. 33-7 away loss, albeit it was not their first choice team. They are going to completely change things up for this weekend. I'm expecting them to anyway. I haven't seen the teams. They definitely focus on the top 14. So I think psychologically they might not be all in on this one. But I think they're going to try and win this match. I think they're going to go full bore. I think you're going to have all their big stars coming back in. They have won 4 and lost 1 at home this year. They lost to Toulon. That's the only game they've lost. And Saracens have a similar home record and are 2 wins and 2 defeats away from home. I think this is going to be, again, I'm going for a lot of close games. You see what I mean? This round has got the potential to be so much better than last week. And I'm hoping this is a game that's another close one. Could go either way. I'm just going to edge for the home side, Stade Francais. Finally, this will not be a close game. Toulouse will hammer Exeter Chiefs, who haven't won a game this season. And that run of defeats is going to continue. Toulouse are going to be 10 points from 2 games after the end of this one. I don't think the score will be quite as big as it was when they played at home against Ulster, but I think it'll be, I think it'll be a comfortable win for Toulouse. I think the place will be packed at Sandy Park, and I think a bunch of that is because Exeter have a great bunch of fans, really loyal, dedicated. They love this competition, which they won in 2020, of course. In fact, they beat Toulouse in the semi-final in 2020, but a lot of the people will be there and maybe will have bought their ticket hoping that Antoine Dupont, Romain Ntamak, Emmanuel Meafu, Jack Willis, Juan Cruz Malia, Blair Kinghorn, Ange Capowazzo, Santiago Chocobares, Alexandra Ruma, Thibaut Flamont, Piatto Malvaca. Oh my goodness me, what a team Toulouse have. And they're going to win by 28 points. And that'll be the end of Sunday. Well, based on that, what have I gone for then? So based on that, I am predicting out of the 12 games, 9 of them will be won by home teams. 2 of them will be won by URC teams. 6 will be won by top 14 sides and 4 by the Premiership. So as it stands, I'm predicting the Premiership are going to do better this week than they did last week. Part of that is down to the fact that who's playing home and who's playing away. That all could change when the teams are announced. So I'll keep my eyes on those and maybe do a little updated video if it's required. But what I will be doing is bringing you reaction to the games as they happen over the weekend. I will be in Twickenham for Quins against Stormers. So I'll be peeling back the curtain and bringing you some of the behind the scenes stuff from there. So please hit subscribe on the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. I'll see you on the next one.